Stillness, presence, embodiment, wisdom. Welcome to my channel.
The first thing is to understand that the body is our emotional and social sense organ, which means it's like this antenna that is active 24/7, and it collects the data and sends the data, and we cannot turn it off, right? So whatever we do, however we see the world, is filtered through the body. So going out, there's the filter, body. Coming in, filter, body, right? And so this really affects everything we do and how we do in our life. So when I say, for example, the greater your embodied self-awareness, the greater possibility of choice, I mean that you have access to more of the resources and understanding and intelligence and wisdom that it's in your body. And with that, you can build some choice, right? So first is the awareness. And to build this awareness, the awareness is not only about how we show up, what do we do with our body, but also like what are the long stored patterns, shape of us. Because in a daily life, there is a big proportion of our acting that we are under stress. We are triggered by something, especially if you are, and I work with people in a high position or people who are trying to build some companies, who are trying to improve, who are like building their presence because they are their own brand. So they are constantly like trying new things, trying change, and so on. So that causes us stress, and simply daily life causes us stress. And when we are under stress, or when the life happens, and it happens all the time, we have three main reactions that are kind of kicking in. So it's the fight, flight, or freeze and please. Freeze and please is one reactions, right? So we need to understand that. So first, imagine like there is a stress and you are a person that goes into the flight mode, which means you are activated. Your first reaction in whatever is happening is defending, is attacking, and it might be very subtle. And it will be really something that your body will feel. I am under stress. I need to gather myself. I need to probably lean forward and I need to start doing something, right? And then if you are a flight person, so which means you are avoiding, you are hiding, it's a little bit different bodily reaction, but it's still under stress. What happens in those reactions is that our focus becomes very narrow. And this is literally, our vision becomes narrow. We don't see here. But with that, we also don't see opportunities. We also are not able to vision, to dream, to be creative. We are very good at tasks, like do what you know and how to do it, but we are not able to be broad in our vision. And literally, and also in terms of dreaming, visioning, building connection with other people, right? And there is the third level, which is freeze, and I left it because as a separate level, because it's a little bit different level. Freeze is when we simply don't want to be here. We don't want to be seen. We don't want to feel it. We don't want to feel what's going on, so we shut down. Our body shuts down. And what we as human also developed in this freeze mode is the please. So we actually start pleasing the people that causing our stress. We were overly nice. We are accommodating. We are even like, please, like, you know, like, oh, you mad, this person's mad, let's please them, let's find what they like, and like we literally moving towards them even more, right? And so again, we are not at our best in responses, in understanding what's going on. So those 3 levels are also connected to our nervous system. So it's like, so imagine the nervous system when you are totally regulated, all is good, you are outside on the grass, sun is shining, you have lots of free space, you have air, it's green, it's nourishing, like everything is possible. That's the grand zero. That's the good place where we want to be. That's the place where we are not stressed. The fight and flight level is like, oh, there is a stress, we go 1 level down, we go to fight to flight. It's still possible to operate here. We still operate, but there is no sun. There is no bright vision, not so much space. We really focus to get through that tunnel, right? And we get through that tunnel, but it costs on some costs, but we are not able to see the possibilities. We are able to survive. And the freeze level is 1 level down. It's -2. It's really small. Like we really hide here. No one can see us. We don't answer. We are not here. We are not engaging. So it's that level. So to come back to the vision, you have to go from the freeze, I'm not here, I don't want to be seen, I don't want to be understood, to the flight, fight. And then from there, we go to, oh, here's vision, right? And this happens for everyone. And each of us has a predominant response. It might be fight, flight, freeze, and please response. And it might be also different. It might be that at work you are more fight, at home you are more flight person, but you have a predominant response. And this response has its shape and embodiment, which means, like, if you think about this response, when I work with people, we really try to understand what's happening when you're under stress. What do you feel? What's happening in your body? And once you start understanding it on a level of sensation and experiencing it, you really start recognizing it. You know, okay, now I'm in my fight or flight or freeze response, right? You can do that. And that's the first level to bounce back to being regulated. Because you cannot go from freeze to regulation. It's like with animals. In animal kingdom, when you see the antelope being hunted by cheetah, when there is antelope and there is cheetah on the African steppe, the antelope is not going to fight cheetah because the antelope knows from its experience that fighting won't help here. I need to run. I need to fly. So it goes to minus level, runs, right? If the antelope catches the cheetah, if the cheetah catches the antelope, then sometimes what happens, antelope pretends to be dead. That's the freeze. And if the cheetah is not paying attention and for some reason doesn't eat or attack this antelope in the moment and let them unsupervised, like move somewhere else, don't watch them, the antelope goes to -1 and it goes back to flight and runs away. And then after some time, the animals have this ability to shake it off and they go back to the ground zero, grass is green, sun is shining. And we are humans and we are also animals, and this is how it's literally happening with us. The same process is happening with us. So, first thing, you need to know your reactive responses, right? One of those 3. You need to sense them, you need to feel them, you need to to know how they really sense, because on an intellectual level you won't be able to actually say I'm under stress right now. If you are at work and you are in a high position, for example, you're constantly you're constantly under stress and pressure, and it's big stress and pressure, right? So you, in this moment, like, this is out of your body. But if you have this sensation, the sensation will start to informing you you are in the dysregulated mode. So now you need to learn, how does it feel when you are regulated? So with centering practice, with any other embodied practice, whether you work with a coach, with, I don't know, who do you work with, right? During yoga, maybe martial arts practices, you learn when your body is centered, when your body is regulated, how does this feel? So you know the difference, right? And you need to practice being in that state so you can bounce back. When you're under stress, you bounce back. That's called resilience, actually. So you bounce back, and suddenly you can take very different decisions. You can be present with the other person. You can listen to understand, not to respond. It's very different when you listen to the other person with all your attention, with all your senses, to understand them. They also feel it. What also is happening with this person, they start to listen to themselves too. They start to understand themselves too, because they feel being seen. They feel being understood. You are connected. So just with that, you can make better decisions. You can stop the conflicts. You can create, like, you can move from the conflict to resolution. You can create deeper connection, trust. People trust you. You can be simply better leader. You will make better decisions because your decisions will be rooted in what's really happening, and not up in the narrative that you are telling yourself about what is happening. It's big difference. Big difference. What's really happening, our body will know it. Our embodied awareness is actually 300 times faster than our cognition. So our body knows before it hits our brain. And so you will have advantage.